Hey guys, it's Sid with SVTPerformance.com. It's a beautiful day here in Florence, South Carolina. As you can see, we're at 5-star tuning. These guys have got a very nice coyote on the dyno with, but that's not the reason we're here today. We're here with our Bronco Raptor. We're going to put it on the lift and install a set of SPD downpipes with the high flow Jesse Cats. This kit was made specifically for us, and now you can tell by the way it is. We're going to get this thing popped open, show you what's going on with this setup, then get the truck on the lift, get the stock pipes out of the way, get the new ones installed, and then we'll be on the dyno. Alright, let's get it popped open, see what's going on in here. I do like that SPD makes these things in the US. I always like my US made parts. Oh, this has got that good foam filler in it. And glue. Oh, they gave us a sticker. Alright, that's some pretty good looking downpipes. Just on first glance, it looks like they're using really nice quality stainless steel for the hangers as well as the pipes. With these nice, look at the welds on this. Really nice welds on the flanges. Really good looking quality. I like how they mark P and D so we know passenger and driver's side. Give us clamps. Really good quality ones too. But here's the big thing. This is where all the power is going to be made, and just wait till we get the stock ones off. It's going to be apparent how much more high flowing these are than the stock pieces. And this is one of the big things. The Jesse Cats, these things flow more than your standard catalytic converter, so really nice stuff. Looking forward to getting it installed. So got everything laid out here on the ground, sort of the way we think it's going to go on the truck. But I wanted to just point out some of the nice features. Check out the thickness of this flange. That way you're not going to have to worry about this thing warping. You got great looking clamps that go down here on the mid-pipe section. It's going to make the install way easier than it is to get the stock ones off, because the stock piece, this is all one piece. It's going to be kind of a pain to get off without cutting. But since they section it and put this nice flange in here, it's going to be way easier to install these than it is to get the factory ones off. Then of course you got your laser welded O2 bungs here and there. Just really good looking quality on all the weld work. I'm really impressed. I mean, these SPD downpipes look really nice. And since we're talking a lot about the Cats, this is what they look like. These things flow quite a bit more, and they're a lot tougher than the ceramic-based catalytic converters that you have in factory installs, and some of your more basic Cats. These are a metal substrate and can take a lot more abuse. So the first challenge is basically every skid plate on the thing has to come off. Not the fronts, but everything in the back, because we're going to have to mess around with the transmission cross member and get it out of the way to get these pipes out, because they are all one piece, from the turbo all the way back to this flange. And if you wanted to, you could probably make this a lot easier by taking a Sawzall and just cutting this off right here. But we want to kind of preserve the factory pipes, so I'm going to go with the more work route.
This video is sponsored by PV Blaster.
I like that there's a drive shaft safety loop built into the frame. It's pretty wild looking. Cross member.
That's that heavy, luckily.
Take the that shit up with a wire.
Mm-hmm. Got some paint. The biggest part of the work is just getting this cross member out. There's so much stuff attached to it. the fuel tank, which you'd think it would just be the fuel tank skid plate, attaches on the front, but that's actually holding up the entire fuel tank, so we had to drop it down just a little bit in order to get that cross member out. And then your exhaust hangers bolt in on top of this, so it would be an enormous pain without that, with trying to do that with cross member in the way, even if you did want to cut the pipes out of it. So I got my transmission cross member here. You can see got a little bit of rust going on. It's because Ford assembles this in the frame before they coat it, so this never gets any coating right here. So while we've got it out, we'll go ahead and clean it up and hit it with some spray paint. All right. There we go. Oh. There that goes. One.
Yeah, yeah, big old thing.
Huge.
That's what she said.
Get out of there.
All right, after much struggle, we managed to get the factory pipes out. And I'm not one to disparage anybody's design, but I think it's painfully obvious why this one's going to make way more power than this one. I mean, you can just see through here, this cast piece on the factory pipe. It's just, it's going to be quite a bit more restrictive than this very nicely mandrel bent piece of stainless steel with a much higher flowing catalytic converter. We've got some pictures on the site, links in the description below, of what this thing actually looks like inside. It's a big difference, so expect to make a few more horsepower. So the hardest part of this job is definitely getting the factory pieces out, because the new ones are in two pieces. They'll go in a whole lot easier. But if you're looking for something else to do while you have it apart, now would be the perfect time to upgrade the turbos, because it is wide open to these now. And it would be much easier to change these turbos than it would be on an Explorer ST. Anybody that's ever worked on one of those can tell you that's an enormous pain to do a turbo upgrade. But everything seems to be pretty accessible right here from the bottom on the Bronco Raptor. You can easily get to all the bolts, it looks like. And you can kind of tell that we've run some boost stain through here. Got that nice little orange glow. Doesn't hurt anything, but it's just one of those deals. So one other thing to keep in mind before you start putting everything back together, you can see our turbo here. The seal actually came out with the pipe, so I want to put that back up in there before you start assembling everything. So the new ones went in a whole lot easier than the old ones came out, and we'll be able to get to the nuts and tighten them from the bottom instead of having to contort your way through the engine compartment. Now would be a great time if you want to put some turndowns on it. Be a good time to install those.
Squeeze it in there, Daddy. She's videoing us. My bad. Yeah, they did that one.
Here we are, all bolted up, nice firmly in place. I think it looks really good, really nice quality. I'm very pleased with that. Nice expansion joint. Reused the stock gaskets back here, which are fine. They give you new hardware, which really appreciate that. Then of course you can reuse your stock nuts on the turbo flanges. Everything went back together a whole lot easier than it came apart, that's for sure. Well, we ran out of bolts, so it must mean it's all back together. Hooks up in here nicely, and still access some of the service points on it, so pretty nice. I like this setup. So we got her off the lift and on the 5 Stars dyno. We are running the latest Whipple Tune, and it does have the Whipple intercooler. So that's basically it for performance mods besides the SPD downpipes. I'm going to give the thing a few runs, see how she does. So we made a few runs. We've got Josh here to explain exactly what happened. I actually made pretty good power, I think.
Yeah, so at 3,350 RPMs, we picked up about 12 foot-pounds of torque with the SPD downpipe. About 7 horsepower there. It picked up pretty good throughout the RPM range. Cleaned up some of the dips that the factory downpipes cause from limitations. And then there's
About 11 horsepower there.
11 horsepower there and 11 horsepower out there at 6,000.
So peak numbers, it's showing about a 9 horsepower gain, but in a lot of parts of the curve you're looking at 11. So you probably average 10 horsepower, about 10 pound-feet of torque picking up. I think that's pretty good for, you know, just a set of downpipes. No changes to the tune, nothing there. That's just the way she was, same as the last time. And
quick break in, and yeah, that's how she root.
That's it. I mean, the install, not the easiest thing in the world, but I mean, I've done a whole lot worse. Just getting those stock ones out is the big pain in the butt. And really, if you didn't care about keeping the factory ones, saws off. Just chop those.
Take about 2.5 hours out your day.
Be a whole lot quicker to happy hour that way. But I think it's a pretty good setup. Guys over at SPD, I mean, it's a really good looking kit. I think.
It's very, very nice. V-band, mandrel bent system, clean install. Thick
flanges, fit perfectly, like a glove. There was no having to bend or anything like that. It fit perfect. And if you guys are interested in picking up a set, where can they get them?
Right here at 5 Star Tuning.
Yep, so 5 Star can hook you guys up if you need a set of SPD downpipes for your Bronco Raptor or F-150, EcoBoost, 2.7 Bronco. If SPD makes it, you can buy it from 5 Star Tuning, and as we've shown, it picks up power. So
gotta love it.
What more is there to say? And actually, there is one more thing to say. Noise, or good noise, however you want to put it, exhaust sound. It sounds basically the same, but maybe
about 10% maybe louder at what?
Yeah, just a little bit, and I think it's good. It just gives it a little bit more.
A little growl.
Yeah, especially in sport mode. I think it sounds good. It's a little bit deeper. Tone, I think. So, if you're interested in that, like I said, it's a small difference. It definitely will not show up on video. You're never going to pick that up on video.
But you can hear it.
Yeah, it's good. So you guys are interested in picking up a set, 5 Star Tuning can hook you up with the Whipple Mega Cooler, the Whipple Tune. They are dealers for Whipple and SPD. So hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, click that link in the description below. It'll take you to SVTPerformance.com. We'll have a full write-up on this with dyno sheets, all that good stuff, photos of the install, and just our normal running around stuff that we have over there. I know you guys get on the site and check that out. We really appreciate that you do. And always, you know what they say, click the subscribe button and things, because, you know, that's good. Thanks. And no trip to 5 Star Tuning with the Bronco Raptor would be complete without stopping by Seminar Brewing and filling up the Bronco Growler.